What up, YouTube world? It's 11:54 a.m. Saturday, January 13th, 2018. We are on our way up to the old shop. I have two trucks parked up there that are mine from a previous business. They're personally owned. Two Chevy 3500 1-tons. 5.7 liter gas motors, 8-foot utility bodies on them, 2-wheel drive. Good trucks. They were phone company trucks. I bought them cheap. They cost me, I think, $3,000 each 7 or 8 years ago. Getting on 8 years ago. 2010 time frame. And I packed them full of tools, and we ran them literally until the wheels fell off. I mean, they just made good work trucks. Made a lot of money with those trucks, and I know a guy who knows a guy, and he's got a shop, and they need a work truck for the shop, and blah blah blah. So I'm selling them both trucks for $1,000. One of them starts and drives and needs some front end work. The other one is basically a parts truck at this point. It's been rode hard and put away wet, but it's $1,000 that I will have cash in my pocket here within half an hour. And it got me thinking, because if you get $1,000 in your hand, right, and it doesn't matter who you are, what you do, $1,000 is $1,000. You get $1,000 in your hands, and you start thinking about all the things you could do with $1,000. And I'm not immune to that. I've had my eyes on a rifle. I want the Mossberg MVP in 7.62 by 51 millimeter /308. I really like that Mossberg MVP LR version, the long range version with the 24-inch barrel. It's like $750. And and by the time you factor in glass, decent Vortex 6 to 24 is going to be $300, and a mount, you're $1,100, $1,200 on a rifle, or raffle, depending on where you're from. And so, could I, get $200 from somewhere else and make that happen and have another rifle? Yes, absolutely I could. However, my old lady would not be too happy about that. So that's not what we're going to do. I have a separate avenue of savings to account for that rifle that I want, because it's a want, it's not a need. Can it do practical things? Absolutely. Do I practically need it? No, I do not. So anyway, it got me thinking. Gary Vaynerchuk, internet mogul, Wine Library TV, Vayner Media, Vayner Sports, great dude. He could make a Naval Master Chief blush the way he swears, but great guy. And he has his flip challenge. It says, you need money. There's probably $5,000 worth of crap laying around your house that if you needed money, you could make something happen. Just start putting things on eBay, right? And so the catalyst for the sale of these trucks is that I don't use these trucks anymore. They just sit there, right? Somebody else could use them, and they're going to. So $1,000. Could I get more for them? Yeah. Is it worth my trouble trying to get more for them? No. Time is money, right? So $1,000. But here's the deal. Working on the assumption that you could scrounge together $5,000 worth of crap at your house, because we're all Americans. You have $5,000 worth of crap somewhere. And if not 5,000, then 1,000 or 2,000. You got something that you don't need that somebody else wants, right? Or if you worked every Saturday for the next year of 2018 and you earned $100 each Saturday, that's an extra $5,000, right? And I don't want to hear about that, because I did it last year in 2017. And I put a considerable amount of cash in my pocket doing side work in 2017. But here's the deal, $5,000, right? We're going to call it a $5,000 budget. Now we're going to apply that to prepping for a family, say of 4 or 5, right? How would you spend that $5,000? What would you do with that $5,000? I'm going to give you my take on that. And there's lots of people who have opinions on this. The internet is full of opinions. But I'm going to tell you what I know, not my opinion, what I know based upon my experience. The first thing I know is that bugging out's a bad idea unless you live in a really, really populated area. If you bug out, you are limited to a man-portable system, what you can carry, and that's it. So I don't like bugging out. I prefer being stationary and building strong relationships with the people around you with having bugging out as a backup plan. Okay? But I'm in, North Texas in the burbs, borderline rural where I'm at, so I can do that. But the first thing I would do is put together 2 decent bug out bags or rucksacks at a cost of $500 each. And I don't want to hear anything about how you can get one on the internet already filled with stuff for $189 because it's not worth it. The bag will fall apart. The shoulder straps will rip out of the bag when you least expect it. That little Mylar space blanket that's in there is not going to keep you warm once it's ripped. All right? It's just not going to happen. So, first thing, 2 bug out bags. Each bug out bag will go with Dave Canterbury's 5 C's. Cutting tool, combustion, cordage, cover, and container. So container, you should have a stainless steel water bottle and a water bladder, okay? Cover, a tarp or a small tent or a sleeping bag or a wool blanket. I like a 10 by 12 tarp and a wool blanket. I sleep hot and it doesn't get that cold down here, okay? Cutting tool, a good fixed blade knife. Repeat, a good fixed blade knife. You can spend $15 on a Mora. You can spend $200 on a SOG. Doesn't matter. I like Ontario Knife Company. I like Mora, and some of Gerber's stuff is good, but a good fixed blade knife, right? Cordage, get you a 100-foot of paracord. Know how to use it. Get you some duct tape. Know what to do with it, right? And cover combustion. Easiest fire kit in the world. Costs like $25. Get you 2 quart Ziploc bags. Put 1 Ziploc bag inside of the other Ziploc bag. Put 4 tea lights in there. 2 Bic lighters in there. 4 books of matches in there. 1 ferrocerium rod with striker in there. And stuff the rest of it full with dryer lint. The end. There's your $25 fire kit. Right? So, and then amongst that, you should have some rations, some food to eat. You should have some changes of socks. If you take prescription meds, have some backups in there. Band-aids, first aid is good. Stuff for blisters, whatever, right? Bug out bags. Spend $1,000 on bug out bags so that you have them. Okay. Spend $500 on water and water filtration. That's going to be another part of your bug out bag. Get 2 Sawyer Minis, $20 each, and throw them in there, right? Have you some more Sawyer Minis. Get you a big Berkey. Get you a Katadyn Micro hiker filter, whatever. Another $500 on water and water purification, filtration, whatever. Now we're at 15, all right? $1,500 on food. Food your family already eats. Because you will not have, you're not all of a sudden going to develop a taste for kimchi because it's the apocalypse. If you don't eat it now, you're not going to eat it then. So, if y'all like mac and cheese, buy a whole bunch of mac and cheese. Whatever you're into, get it. One of my go-tos for the kids, and I know, they're terrible for you, T. Yes, they are, but they're cheap and easy. Ramen noodles. My kids like ramen. I don't let them have ramen all that often, but I do have a bunch of it stocked up just in case something happens. Quick, easy, cheap, right? So, especially kids are picky eaters. Buy food you already eat that has a stable shelf life. put it up on the shelf. I would say, so that puts us already, we're at $3,000, right? That leaves $2,000. Buy for $1,500. I want you to buy one shotgun. If you don't already have any guns, okay, if you don't have any guns at all, if you have guns, this is not an excuse to buy more guns. Take this $1,500, okay, and put it towards food and water, more food and water, maybe some gardening tools. But take $1,500, buy you a good 9mm pistol. I'm not even going to mention names. A good 9mm pistol, a good 12-gauge shotgun, and then a budget AR-15, like a Ruger AR-556, a Smith & Wesson M&P Sport 2, a DPMS Oracle. I have one. They're great guns. They're $500 and they're great guns. Like, they're cheap. And for what, it's one of many in our collection, but I have it, and it does everything you want it to do. You point the gun, pull the trigger, it goes bang. Like, no failures. No, it's not, Knights Armament Company, Mark 18 Mod 1. Yeah, no, it's not that, but you don't need that, because that one gun will blow our budget of $5,000. $1,500, one 9mm pistol. 2 if you can swing it. Maybe you're going to get a Taurus PT 111s, whatever, right? At least one 9mm, one 5.56 by 45 rifle / carbine, an AR, and one 12-gauge shotgun. Why? Incredibly common rounds. Incredibly common rounds. Now you can barter for ammunition. If you run dry, your buddy can throw you a magazine and it fits your rifle, whatever. Incredibly common rounds. So $1,500 on firearms and ammunition. You have $500 left. You're going to buy a trauma kit off of Amazon for $150 and contact your local Red Cross for free so that you learn how to use it. You're going to spend $100 on seeds and start planting a garden right now so that when your garden fails, you'll figure out what you did wrong and actually know how to plant a garden when the shit hits the fan. Now you have $250 left. You're going to take your 3 guns that you bought. You and your spouse are going to go to the range and spend $250 on a private class to learn how to shoot them. The end. That's your $5,000. You're done. Congratulations. You're now an intro level prepper. But that's what I would do with my money if I had $5,000 and I was brand new to prepping. And if you don't have $5,000, figure it out, man. Figure it out. Nothing worth doing is easy. So just figure it out. There's $5,000 worth of crap in your house, I guarantee it. And if there's not, there's $5,000 worth of opportunities outside your house if you'll get off your butt and go look for them. They're there. I mean, I made considerably more, multiples of $5,000 this past year in my off time on Saturdays, working 4 to 6 hours a day on Saturdays in 2017. You have a skill that somebody will pay you to use. Go out there and figure it out. Find it, do it, make it happen. But it's entirely doable for $5,000 to get started. And then the next thing I would say after that is get that food that you have up to a year's worth of food for you and everybody in your house. 1 year, and get your water capability up to 1 year. And then really work on your gardening. I mean, really, as if it's life and death, work on your gardening. Work on your shooting. Work on your first aid. And it'll be all right. Congratulations. Your tinfoil hat is in the mail. Send us a $5.95 self-addressed stamp envelope, and we'll send your hat to you, along with a pamphlet as to why you should join our cult. And welcome to the club. We're at the shop. We made it. Woo!